Welcome, you beautiful lots, to the ZapCristal channel, and today it's a versus. Which one do I consider better? Which one? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the channel, guys. Today in this episode, I'm going to be talking about which one do I consider better, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening or The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, let me disclose something in this video. I'm going to exclusively only talk about the versions I've played. That's basically what this video is about. So the ones I've played is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch, and then The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D for the 3DS. Now, basically, if you've been watching my video game diary, you've probably already watched a video where I was talking about The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So in this video, I'm actually going to take the time to talk about a little bit more of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Now, when this game was introduced for the very first time as a remake, I was actually really excited for this game. It was my very first introduction to the Legend of Zelda franchise and overall universe. And I was like, what a way to jump into a game than playing a classic old retro game, but of course, completely remade. And I got this pretty much day one. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, so I decided, why not live stream this game live? Which, if you guys remember, I completely 100% this game from beginning to end, and I actually beat this game live on Twitch, but also on YouTube. It was a pretty exciting experience. Now, let me break down a couple of things I actually enjoyed, and then a couple of things that didn't really do it for me. The things that I actually enjoyed about this game is once again, the story. I don't know what it is about The Legend of Zelda, but they seem to nail the story each and every single time. So the story in this game was actually pretty fascinating and quite different from a traditional Zelda game. So I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. Number two, I fell in love with all of the characters in this game. It was so much fun. And one of my favorite scenes, like the beach scene where Link is pretty much sitting down and just looking, at this vast ocean. And he's like sharing this one scene with another member from this island, which is a girl. I think her name is Marine. I might have gotten wrong her name, but I think her name is Marine. It's been a minute since I've played this game. But it was one of my favorite scenes from the game, right? So another thing that I really like about the game is that it kind of reminded me of home, because it's basically an island. So you get to explore so many different areas on this one huge island. The thing that I love also about this game is that it includes music in one way or another. And in this game, you're actually going out there and collecting every single instrument to wake up the windfish. Now, I'm not going to really go too much into details because I don't really want to spoil too much of the game for somebody who still hasn't played it yet. I just really like the idea of going out there and collecting an instrument. And I was excited. I was like, which instrument are we going to collect? What are we going to do with it? It was always fun. It was always exciting. One thing I didn't like of the game is that a lot of it requires a lot of fetch quests. And if you've played this game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you got to do one mission and find an item for this person, but then you have to do it in a certain order. You can't just, go directly to the person. Sometimes it requires going to someone else, doing their mission, and then retrieving that item, bringing it back to the other person, and so on and so forth. So this whole thing of fetch quests didn't really do it for me much. At some points, there were certain ones that were actually fun to watch once you've completed them, but it wasn't entirely my favorite thing to do. So that's one thing. Another thing that I didn't fully love of the game is as simple as the dungeons itself. Like, I've heard a lot of people tell me this before, but they have actually said that The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening are actually one of the hardest dungeons you can complete in a Link game, which I'm starting to believe that it actually is true. The only reason why I beated this game is because I had so many great speedrunners and people who are experienced and have played this game many, many times before. So they were actually guiding me while I was playing this life and telling me where to go, what to do, shortcuts, and how to make the gameplay a little bit more smoother for me. But even with all the help I got throughout my live streams, it still made this game a lot, very, very hard. And there was times that I raged. There was times that I was completely upset. I was frustrated to the point that I almost rage quit at some point. But once I beat the game, it was worth it. It was worth it watching the end scene, and I still fell in love with the game. Am I going to play it again? Probably not. But for the experience that I obtained, I have to say it was overall pretty unique, and I do not regret. Even though I said I raged, I do not regret playing this game. I'm glad I gave it a chance. I stuck to it and I beat it. And that goes also for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So both of these games I have 100% completed and I have played. Now the real question is, which one do I enjoy more? Which one would I choose? Would I choose The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, or would I choose The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? Well, for me, it has to be The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, when I talked about this game in this previous video, all I had was nothing but positive things to say. It checked off each and every one of my boxes, from the story to the mechanics to how the game plays out, to the different experiences that you obtain in exploring this world, to the characters, and even to the plot itself. And just the fact that I was able to play it on the 3DS just gave it more that homey experience as well, because I wasn't really like sitting in front of the TV. The majority of the time I was laying in my bed, in my bedroom, and then just pretty much playing this game until I got tired. And it was pretty long gameplay sessions compared to the sessions I had with The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Now, overall, they're kind of on a tie as well because, you know, like I said, story-wise, they both are great and they both stand out in very different and unique ways. But if I had to say which one is the one that does it for me, would be Ocarina of Time, because I could totally see myself going back and playing this game all over again compared to not wanting to even touch this game right over here. But let me know in the comments below, between these two, if you've played it, which one do you consider the one to be the best? Which one did you actually enjoy? The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening or The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? I'd be interested in letting you guys know, but from a gamer standpoint and from my own personal experience, I definitely have to say Ocarina of Time is definitely a game that has done it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch more content like this, just click on this playlist that I have right here. But most importantly, you can do something that's completely free, and it is sharing this video with a person who's as passionate as I am for gaming and enjoys watching content like this. Don't forget to stay rad, stay positive, and game on.